Comfort zone. Comfort. Being comfortable. Want to have a comfortable lifestyle. Change. Challenge. All these words are just literally words. If you don't, honestly, let me just change the scenery so I can get into this. So hold on for a second. All right, this is better. Comfortable. Comfort zone. Something that I personally despise. The only reason why, let me tell you why I despise comfortable or the comfort zone. And I know we all look to be comfortable in our relationship, or we all strive to be basically comfortable. That's the whole purpose. Like why will we do anything that makes us feel uncomfortable? But understand this, to be uncomfortable, meaning to step outside your comfort zone to learn something about yourself or learn something about something that you're not familiar with. That's pretty much what it is. Just try to do something that takes you outside your comfort zone that produces growth. That's important too. You got to learn from something. You definitely got to grow from it. If you don't grow from it, what's the point of actually doing it? Now, the reason why comfort or the comfort zone is I don't want to say devastation. Fuck it. It is devastation. The only reason why is because you get comfortable and you get complacent. You don't grow. You don't move. And you basically live your life wondering and thinking what's on the other side. And the other side, honestly, they always say the grass are greener on the other side. Honestly, you won't know until you try. Now, obviously, please pick and choose what you want to, basically choose. Don't jump at every opportunity. Every opportunity is not meant for you. But there's always room for growth in every opportunity. Are you living or are you dying? We are slowly dying over time. Every single day that you are up and about and living, I mean, you get one closer or one more step closer to basically dying. And I'm sorry to make it be so gloomy or just so direct. But again, if you're not living your life with a purpose, what are you doing? Are you working to just make money? I mean, and if that's the case, listen, if that's what you want to do, go ahead, do it. That's totally up to you. But at the end of the day, are you living? Okay. Is the money that you are making, is it worth your happiness? The relationship that you in that's not producing love and security and just everything that you want, is it living? Is it important to give up your happiness for a quote unquote security blanket that is pretty much temporary? Sorry, I have to make sure that I pronounce that clearly. Is it really important that you make all this money but sacrifice your happiness? Is it getting you anywhere? Is it? I mean, comfort zone or the comfort zone, like I said before, it's like the death of all death. It leads to devastation. It leads to the end. Eventually, it will come to an end. And then guess what? You will be forced to change. You will be forced to step outside your comfort zone and start over. And don't get me wrong, think about a bow and arrow or a crossbow or any type of bow. For that arrow to move forward into the direction that it wants to go at, the person has to pull it back and let it go. Sometimes you got to take a step back to be slingshot forward to where you want to be at. A lot of people think about starting over as like, oh my God, it's the hardest thing to ever do. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that it's not. But at least this time, when you take a step back, you have a broader view of where you want to go at. And sometimes it's very important that you take a step back so you can get slingshot ahead. Because maybe where you at right now, there's no growth. There's no room for growth. But if you step outside your comfort zone, if you step outside the norm, you might actually get what you're looking for. And you might just hit that bullseye that you was aiming for. Where you at where you at right now in your life, think about it. Stop and think about it. Is it in line with your vision of where you want to go? And if you can say yes, keep moving forward. If it's no, then you gotta do something about it. Listen, I'm about to quote a verse from Hamilton. So please, this is not from me, but in one of the skits of the play, George Washington told Hamilton that dying is easy, living is hard. It is. Everybody's gonna die eventually. It doesn't take that much effort to die, but it takes everything in us to live. And it's hard. Listen, it is by far the hardest thing that you will ever do in your life is to live how you want to live. Nobody said it was gonna be easy, but you have full control of what that looks like. Are you willing to sacrifice your happiness for a temporary safety net, pretty much? If it doesn't bring you joy, what are you doing? If it doesn't bring you happiness, what are you doing? If it doesn't excite you every single day when you wake up, why do it? We get one life to live. What are you doing with it? I know for me, I'm taking every opportunity that comes my way, but I also know every opportunity that comes my way is not deserving of my energy. So I pick and choose which one I want to give my energy to. Listen, just like in the play Hamilton, George Washington was talking to Hamilton, like I said, he told him, dying is easy, living is hard. I'm asking all y'all, what are you doing to live? What are you doing to elevate yourself to that next level? What are you doing? Just, what are you doing? Seriously, what are you doing? Take the time to figure out who you are, and don't be afraid to pull that bow and arrow or to pull that string back and let yourself soar to that bullseye. You might not hit that bullseye the first time. You might miss, you might be off, depending on like the wind velocity and everything else. But if you keep getting used to pulling that bow back and getting a clear vision of where you want to go, eventually you will hit that bullseye. And every time you hit that bullseye, set your sights on another target and aim for that bullseye too. Don't be afraid of failure. Don't be afraid of fail. Let's break down the actual word itself. It's only 4 letters, F-A-I-L. First, attempt and learning. If you adapt that mentality, everything else, I promise you, everything else will be easy. If you look at the word with a positive light, F, first, A, attempt, I, N, L, learning. Listen, if you apply just that right there, you would just be one more step closer to where you want to be at. I'll let you think about that. Before I actually cut out, I actually wanted to say this. Listen, all these videos, all these speeches, what I'm trying to do, what I'm trying to create is just, I want people to just live on their own time, on their own dime. Listen, with a lot of stuff that's happening in the world, I don't want you to get caught up in that he say, she say shit, or he said, she said mess. It was like a tongue twister. But I want you to be free. If by me making these videos and you listening to my voice, if this helps you to just think about the alternative to get you one closer to your dreams, listen, I will make videos every single day if it helps you. But you have to do something. You have to wake up and make an effort to be happy. Life is not going to be just handed to you. Sometimes you just got to get out there and take it for yourself.